Hey everyone, thanks for joining in again. I'm here with Radboud Withaar, known from his equally named Instagram page. Thanks for joining in, it's nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, you're famous for playing guitar. When and why did you start playing guitar?
I started playing when I was 16, I think when I started listening to Iron Maiden and AC/DC.
Okay, cool.
I played the oboe before, really cool.
Cool metal covers.
Yeah, and then I was 15 and then I thought, my teacher thought, well, you have talent, would you like to continue with the oboe? And then I said, no, I'd like to play guitar. And then AC/DC and Iron Maiden gave me that last push that I thought, okay, this is my instrument.
Yeah.
So that's where it started.
So those were your biggest influences also with guitar playing and...
No, only in the beginning.
Okay, yeah.
I think I listened to really every style of music.
Okay.
There's also no style I dislike.
No, cool.
And but it just started at that age with hard rock, and I thought that was cool, and that was my image. So in the early days, yes, it really was my
black
my
hair.
No, not that, but long hair. Yeah.
Cool. Did you start playing electric because of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that stuck throughout your playing, or did you pick up an acoustic guitar at some time?
Yeah,
or?
I played a lot of acoustic too. I had when I was studying at the conservatory, I had an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And I had an acoustic guitar duo, and I played a lot of acoustic gigs, also with singers or saxophone players.
Okay, cool.
And I really loved the sound of an acoustic guitar, as much as I did and do with electric. Although most people on Instagram know me for playing electric playing.
Yeah. Were you planning on bringing the acoustic guitar back to the Instagram page, for example?
Yeah, I would love to do that, of course, if I have a nice acoustic guitar, which inspires me. That's an important thing.
Yeah.
Then I like to use it, of course.
Yeah, of course. It has to inspire you. But the acoustic guitar is always, it's so easy to just pick up and play. That's what I like about the acoustic guitar versus the electric guitar. Do you feel like it's easier to pick up the acoustic one? Or it doesn't really matter for you?
It doesn't really matter because at my home all the guitars are lying around, but I prefer to pick up my vintage, what is it, Guild.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah.
And it has a really nice acoustic sound.
Yeah.
So I play more acoustically than plugged in actually. It's my home guitar, so you can consider that acoustic guitar.
Yeah. That's the red one we always see on the...
No, the Sunburst.
Oh, the Sunburst. Yeah. We've seen that one a few times on your videos. Yeah, it's a great guitar. You said you played a lot of acoustic when studying. Were you studying music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jazz. I'm not a jazz guitar player at the moment at all. But in those days, you could only, when you did conservatory, you had to play jazz.
Okay, yeah. Or classical, or...
Yeah, that was a choice. Jazz, and that was called lichte muziek, light music.
Yeah.
And or you had to choose for classical, and I chose for jazz.
Yeah, because you found it more fun, or you just wanted to be better at guitar playing?
Yeah. I just I really like jazz too.
Okay.
I really like listening to jazz a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's the music I listen most because of the freedom in the music.
Yeah.
Jazz is really free, and I like the dynamics. It's more dynamical than a lot of other rock music, for instance. Although this can be dynamic too.
Yeah, I think you combine the two pretty well. We were just playing two acoustic guitars, and I could really hear the jazz influences you have in your playing combined with like the rock elements. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think what you hear mostly on my CD is more a crossover between styles. I listened like between rock, but also the jazz and more pop stuff. Like
fusion, also maybe.
I did it, yeah.
Yeah.
But was Tribal Tech was really big in those days.
Yeah.
With Scott Henderson.
Yeah.
And I really loved his playing too, and of course also bands like that. Weather Report. I don't know if it's fusion. It's more jazz rock, but that's
like Steely Dan and
Steely Dan is great. But Weather Report actually was and is my all-time favorite band.
Okay, cool, awesome.
It's really easy to listen to, or that's at least what I think, and it's they improvise a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you listen to the live albums, all the time they play songs completely different.
yeah.
And I like the freedom in the music, the way they play it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
at this high level.
Yeah, yeah. It's music that you can appreciate as a non-guitarist, but as a guitarist, you think you also hear like the technical part of the music that they play.
Definitely.
Like,
yeah, but I just don't listen guitar music that much as what I did before.
Okay.
Of course, in the early days, I think a lot of people do that, listen a lot of guitar music, and I still am interested in guitar, but I'm not really looking for new guitar heroes or listening to them.
Yeah.
And I also don't think there is so much to discover or to change about the guitar like what was happening earlier in the 60s.
Yeah.
So
Jimi Hendrix and okay.
that was an era, and all the amps and the guitars were new, so there was a lot of development possible.
Yeah.
So,
well, speaking of guitar heroes, I think you have quite the following on Instagram, like we said. I think a lot of people look up to you as maybe their own guitar hero. How do you feel about that?
Of course, it's fun, but it's also strange because I have my own heroes.
Yeah.
and I don't consider myself as a good guitar player at all. So that's sometimes funny. People write me and I get a lot of messages like that I'm a great guitar player and an influence. And I like that, but somehow it's also strange because I see a lot of shortcomings for myself in my own playing. I always, when I look at other players, I hear a lot of things I cannot play.
Yeah.
So
you're like, why me?
Yeah.
Why watch me?
Yeah, and still I think the only thing I can explain that I have success is that I just play my own music and I don't try to copy anyone.
Yeah.
More that than the level what I play.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. And it's also not my concern actually, but it's fun. But
yeah. So why did you get started in the first place on posting videos to Instagram?
That were the singers in my band told me, well, you should get Instagram because it's hip, and that's what I did. And then cool. I made a picture of my coffee.
Yeah.
And then I get 3 likes or so, and then I made a picture of a guitar. I got 3 likes again, and then I thought, well, maybe I play something. And then all of a sudden it started. I got more likes and people and follows. And then I thought, oh, this is fun. Let's make another song. Let's try something of myself. And then actually I got back to my roots in writing my own songs.
Okay.
And that seemed to be a success.
Okay.
Till this day.
And that was at what point? Because you're now at, I think, around 75,000 followers, which is quite a lot of people that watch you.
Yeah.
At what point did you think, whoa, what's happening?
I think that was when I was getting 1,000, 2,000 followers.
Okay.
I think that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
If you just put on your music and you get so much followers, then I thought, oh, it's fun, and then you get eager to do more and
of course,
get better music, and that's what I did. So I also noticed that my own playing growth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It got better because of that.
Yeah.
Because I was motivated to make my own music again.
Yeah. And how do you just turn on the camera and, well, I'll see what I play, or do you have a plan, or do you have multiple takes, or?
Yeah, actually, it's not as spontaneous as with some people. Some takes are first takes, other takes are 10th takes on the bad days.
Yeah.
But now, actually, I saw players like Todd Bridge. Don't know if you know him.
No.
He's a great funk soul player.
Okay.
And he was so incredibly funky, also like Emil Ennebro.
Yeah.
And they had such good time. And then I recorded myself, and I was missing something. I thought it's not as tight as these guys.
Yeah.
And then I started adding drums.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, then it has more rhythm. And then I thought, oh, it's nice. Let's add a bass. And then I added a bass, and then maybe a rhythm guitar. And then all of a sudden, it was more I was just composing songs
Yeah.
instead of playing a piece of music, and that's actually the way why it grew like it
Yeah.
like it has now.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're all like your own small 1-minute songs that you're uploading.
Yeah.
And with the drums, do you use a pedal or do you play the drums yourself or?
Yeah, I started playing them in GarageBand on my iPad.
Okay,
And
yeah.
now I just use the drums from Logic.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And with the guitars, we see a lot of guitars on your page. I think 4 or 5 different ones maybe. What's your favorite one that you own?
I think that's a Sunburst Guild.
Oh yeah, that you mentioned.
That's my favorite because when I pick it up acoustically, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
But I also like the Telecaster.
The famous
pink
pink.
paisley, yeah. I like that one a lot, and I also like the Red Guild
Yeah.
Starfire.
Yeah. And how did you acquire the Sunburst one?
I found it at Retro Fred in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, yeah.
And I was playing there, and I just grabbed the guitar because there are a lot of nice, a lot of nice vintage guitars, and of course you try like maybe 10 guitars, and this one was just you play one note, and then you think, oh, that's you feel something, and there's something happening,
Connection.
and then you play some chords, and then you cannot stop playing.
Yeah.
And if you have that connection with an instrument, then it should be yours.
And did you go in to buy a guitar or you just?
I cannot remember. Probably because I think that's 5 years ago or so. And I think the euro was strong. So I think that was I had something in my mind. It could be a good moment to buy a guitar.
Okay, yeah.
So, but if I would not find a guitar, I would not buy it.
No, I understand. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of guitar you wish you'd own now? Something like a dream guitar or?
Yeah, there's. We picked this up in the shop. Here we have the Gretsch, and it's. I don't know if it's a dream guitar, but it's one of those guitars which is really different than a Strat or a semi-hollow.
Yeah.
Or a Tele, and this is one which is one of the most famous models as well. And I didn't have it, so it would be great to have one day a Gretsch, I think.
Yeah, you've never owned a Gretsch or?
No, I've never owned a Gretsch, so that's also the thing.
And you just spoke about Emile Ernebro. Is Chet Atkins, because that's one of his heroes, is Chet Atkins one of your heroes as well? No. That you would pick up this one? No?
Yeah, of course, I know he's a great player and I listen to him, but it's not, he didn't have any influence on me.
No, okay.
So this is one, I think, which I would really
she's up
like
for
to
sale, so.
Yeah, okay. And another guitar I like. Oh yeah, was this one?
This one.
Yeah, that's not on my wish list because, of course, it is. Any guitar is on my wish list, but I would like to have. It's a bit equally like.
Like the one you have.
Yeah.
I think every guitarist on Instagram knows your pink Telecaster.
Yeah.
It's almost more famous than you are.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And the way this is aged, it's almost the same color. Here it's a bit more yellowish.
Yeah. Like yours.
Yeah, but mine is not as yellow as here.
Okay, yeah. Because this is just a new one. So this is one from the custom shop. Because you said yours was from Japan, right? You had one of the first.
GV. YV.
Yeah.
JV, YV.
From what year is it?
It's from 1983.
Cool.
From Japan. It's, I think, one of the first runs of the Japan Fenders.
Yeah, that is. That's awesome.
So this is one.
And the one from Japan, how did you acquire that one?
Through Marktplaats, and that's a Dutch Greg list.
Yeah.
So where you go on, if you look at an instrument and you want to buy it at someone's house.
Yeah.
And you don't want to
negotiate
about the price, then you just go there, and you can of course negotiate, but just in person.
Yeah.
If you like, so you can call and you say, "Oh, I saw this guitar, and can I drop by to try it?"
Yeah.
And then I did that with the guitar, and I thought it was awesome, but I was not sure. So then I went back home, but it was stuck in my head the whole week. because it had a really endless sustain.
Yeah.
If you play the E string, the low E string, it had sustain for days.
You played it, you went home, you came back, and it was still ringing.
Yeah,
Like.
but that was after a week, so that was a sign. No, but it's what was it? Why I wouldn't buy it. I didn't want to buy it at first because I think the action was not great.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I didn't feel it didn't feel right, the guitar.
Yeah.
But it sounded right, so I was not sure. But then it was in my head, and then I came back, and then if I have that with the guitar, I always try to think about if I can adapt something with the neck or the frets or anything to make it my own. And then I just took the risk. I thought, okay, I just buy it, and if it's not okay, it's a semi-vintage guitar. Then I can always resell it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the early Japan models are pretty stable in price actually.
Yeah.
Did the person you bought it from know what they had in their hands?
Yeah, unfortunately, you knew exactly what guitar it was. So.
That's a shame. And was it like the pink flowers that pulled you at first, or because I presume you bought it online? You saw it online?
Yeah, I saw it online. No, I was already aware of the pink paisley model.
Yeah.
Before, because James Burton had it.
Yeah. Okay.
Brad
cool.
Paisley plays one, and it's some great guitar plays, and it always attracted to me the model.
Yeah. Cool.
And the colors.
Yeah, I never knew you had a vintage one. I thought yours was just a custom shop.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that vintage, if it's from 1983. Where's the line?
Niek is saying yes.
Yeah, is it?
I think everything older than 30 years maybe? 35 years?
20.
It's 20.
25.
I'm almost vintage. Awesome. And you picked one more from our shop that you really liked, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because not many people would pick up this specific model. This is a Guild nylon string guitar.
No, I picked this one. It was number 3, or actually number 2 of my pick. That I thought this was great because I own 2 vintage Guild guitars.
Yeah.
And with those guitars, and also some other vintage Guild guitars from the 60s I tried. They were all really good.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice that with any other brand. And then I saw this on the website, and I thought it should be good.
it must be good.
Yeah. And it's nothing special actually.
No, it's a funny combination. It's mahogany back and sides combined with a Sitka spruce top, which is usually the standard combination for Western guitars, but this one is nylon strings.
Yeah.
That's something different.
It sounds really nice,
Yeah.
dry. It plays well. So that's really nice, and I don't have a good nylon string guitar, so that's why I thought this is an interesting guitar.
Interesting indeed.
And
Pretty
the price is
beaten up.
really interesting, I think, because it's only it's the price of this one.
It's like 1,100, I think, off the top of my head.
Yeah, and that's a bargain for the quality.
Yeah, definitely. She's from the 60s. Awesome guitar.
Look, you probably don't hear it on camera, but the low E string, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So that sounds really cool.
Yeah. Pretty beaten up as well.
Yeah, but that's...
Doesn't mind you?
No, I have a Gibson from Les Paul from 1971, and that's really
cool.
beaten up
Yeah.
as well. But when it sounds good, that's the most important thing, I think.
Is that the gold top that we see on your
Yeah.
videos sometimes?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah, that's a pretty cool guitar as well.
Yeah.
Also, Marktplaats steel or...
Yeah, indeed, yeah, it is.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not my favorite guitar, but every time when I pick it up and I play it, I really like it.
Yeah, yeah. With the mini humbuckers, does it have? Yeah.
Actually, it should have, but the former owner replaced it, and now it has just regular humbuckers.
Okay.
And I think there was also a Kahler tremolo or so.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
okay.
sure, so that's probably why I could get it really cheap.
Nobody wanted it
No,
anymore.
because I think They should be like 4,000 or 5,000 now if you buy them.
Yeah.
Mint, but this one is everything except mint.
Yeah.
So, but it still has the quality.
Oh, that's what you want.
Yeah.
We asked your fans and our fans as well if they have any questions for you. So I've got a couple of them here.
Bring it on.
The first one is, do you have any tips for beginner guitar players? It was a lot, actually.
Yeah, what I noticed with most of my own students, and it doesn't actually help if I point that out to them, but they
Don't listen.
they don't practice their skills.
Okay, yeah.
In any position. So I think that's the first thing you should learn. You don't want to play in one position.
No.
And
Okay.
a lot of them just think, okay, but I can play solos from someone else anywhere on the neck. But if you copy solos and you don't know the skills, that's step one. What you should do.
Yeah.
Everywhere on the neck, then you don't know what they're playing, and it's hard to steal their licks or even part of licks or even know why they play a certain solo that way.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't play your skills every day for hours,
How much? 8, 9 hours a day?
yeah, as much as you can. It depends on what you want, and the more you play, the better you get, of course. But
Was it something you did yourself?
yeah, and that's why I sometimes don't understand it, because when I was 16 and my teacher showed me, well, this is the pentatonic scale, of course. The
Yeah.
minor pentatonic is the first one most people learn.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, cool. And then some weeks later he said, well, this is all 5 positions of the minor pentatonic scale, and then also, of course, you have the major pentatonic.
Yeah.
And then I thought, whoa, this is really cool. I can really play a lick from here to here, and I can really impress people, because they see that when I start a lick here, that I end up here.
Yeah.
And that was my motivation to play all those things. And then I found out that it gives you a lot of freedom in playing, and that you can improvise really easy if you know them anywhere. And I think that's the one of the main advices I could give to any player who starts.
So just bite through it and
Yeah, and of course another thing which is really important is use your ears, because
yeah, that's what I find important as well with my own playing, is just listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm not sure if everyone does it, and I noticed that with my own student, that they like me to show them how a song is played, and then they want to have tabs, and then they read the tabs and they look at what I do. But actually music is for the ears and not for the eyes.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe even a better advice than your skills, or maybe you should both do it. And that you train your ears, and it's trial and error, because I made a lot of mistakes with the songs, and still when I play something I'm not sure if it's how it's done, but that's okay, because every player
of course
who's great has gone to that stage.
Yeah.
I don't think you will get good at all if you only use tabs.
Yeah, that's what we hear a lot. And the next question is, what difficulties did you face at this stage of playing, like when you were a beginner?
Well, I started playing when I was 6 maybe, with piano.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
And piano is it's not easy, but you see what you do.
Yeah.
Like this is the C major scale, or white notes, and then you see that you have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half.
Yeah.
That's the steps of the major scale. But as soon as if you play on the guitar, you don't have that oversight anymore. No. And that was really one of the hardest things, and still is for guitar.
Yeah.
Really, when I try to remember a song or any theoretical things, I sometimes think about the piano, because guitar can be really hard.
Yeah.
And it's strange because it's all tuned in quarters, and then you have from G to the B string is a third.
Yeah.
So that's really complicated for me. It still is. And I noticed that with the students as well. So that's one of the difficulties. And another one thing I had is I had really bad rhythm, I think, when I started. And there's still a lot to learn for me.
Yeah.
well, I don't know if it really was difficulties, but I really needed some time to practice with the metronome and with the drummer to get along with it. So that's, I think, for any player should be an interesting thing.
And when you, I presume you still practice now, maybe every day. What do you practice? Or what are the skills you wish you were better at now?
Well, I gave up wishing that I was better. Of course, it doesn't work every day. But the things which were for me to work on is still harmonic.
Okay, yeah.
That I can play better over chord changes.
Yeah.
And my timing can still improve. There are a lot of young players, also what I see on Instagram, who are around their 20s and they have awesome timing.
Yeah.
And then I think, well, they're probably gifted with a great feel for time, but I really had to work for that, and I still have to work a lot on my timing. So that's actually my main focus. And I still try to work on new vocabulary, listen to other music. That's something what you should do too, not only playing, but also listen to music in general. And that's my main focus, I think, at the moment. Timing.
Nice. And that's an interesting question. The next one is, what is the most underrated guitarist in your opinion?
Most underrated? I think that the most underrated guitar players are probably the one we don't know. Because all the players we know already are rated for that they're great guitar players. Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes I read when you watch YouTube, and then I think I saw Nuno Bettencourt is a really underrated guitar player, but I think he's really not overrated, but he's just getting his credits because he is a really great player, and everyone knows that. So how could he be an underrated player? And I even think I once saw a comment somewhere that Jimi Hendrix was even an underrated player. So I don't know what a underrated player is. I think that's probably, I'm sure there are a lot of players we don't know about and playing in their rooms and maybe also on Instagram and don't get the recognition for some reason, but they're probably great. So that's probably the most underrated players.
Yeah, best to think we're all underrated players.
Probably.
Well, we actually answered this question already, but what guitar do you wish you had?
Well, that's multiple guitars. So one day I would like to have a Guild, a Gretsch, and a nice acoustic would be great. Yeah. A nylon string and also a steel string guitar.
Okay, yeah.
I think those are the ones on my wish list.
Yeah,
and of
course, working them off.
Sometimes you just play on a guitar and that's then you didn't expect that, but that's then also a guitar you want to have. Yeah. But it just if it fits to you. But those are the other three guitars are just really guitars I didn't have before.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And someone asked you if you ever use open tunings.
Yeah, not much. That's, but I'm not really doing that a lot. I think I posted not long ago a song where I used open D.
Okay, yeah.
Open D.
With the slide or?
No. It started with some picking thing, but I don't know. Yeah, it was open D, and sometimes I use drop D.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Because that's easy. Because actually I don't like to detune my guitar because, like I said before, the oversight is really hard for me on the guitar. And then if I play something, everything sounds different than what I know already, which is sometimes good to be creative because you get surprised and get new ideas. But for me, it doesn't work at the moment. No. Maybe one day, but I just don't use much open tuning.
You're still figuring out the standard tuning.
Yeah, that's actually what it is. But sometimes it's nice, and then with a capo, things started to sound different.
Yeah. Well, thanks for answering these questions.
You're welcome.
I think we've had enough, and we finished our coffee, so there's not much else to do. Thanks for watching, everybody, and till the next time.
Bye-bye. You can find me on Instagram, that's a big surprise, at Radboud Withaar. And on YouTube, That's also Radboud Withaar, and Facebook is Radboud Withaar.
Yeah, easy enough.
And I have a website. It's called Radboud Withaar.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget to look him up. He's an amazing guitarist.
Thanks.